Thank you, the honorable judges. The motion is this House believes that all political parties should elect their leader through open primaries. I am Herdita Asya Putri as the first speaker and my partner is Marlina as the second speaker, and we are from the government team. Today, almost every country in the world have their own political parties. Each of them is formed based on a group of people who have a political will and are voluntary. Political parties also have their own regulation. And regarding to the election of leader, the rules are released by each political party and can be in the form of an acclamation or by voting system. But the fact shows that the election of political party leader is still dominated by an acclamation. While about the open primary system, currently only applied during the election of legislative candidates and has been enforced in the several states in US. Carl J. Friedrich defined political parties as an organized group of people stably with the aim of seizing or maintaining control to the government for the leadership of his party, and based on this mastery gives his party members idiotic benefits and material. A political party is required to have their own leader. It is very important for the election of candidates for leadership from each political party. As for the election mechanism, it varies because it depends on the rules of each political party. To be the leader of a party, various conditions are needed because the leader will later become the main figure that describes the political party. Primary election, firstly born in the US, called as a political decision to choose contender to pursue public office. Close primaries or partisan, allowing individuals to choose party and cast a ballot with the ties of political parties, while the open primaries or non-partisan, empowering all voters to pick which party's primaries they wish to cast a ballot in without pronouncing any party connections. Regarding the selections of candidate for leader from a political party in general, there are two ways, namely acclamation and voting. Acclamation is a way to choose a leader with only one candidate, so all the members would automatically agree with the candidate so that the only candidate would become the leader of the party. While voting is a way to choose a leader from some candidates, then the members would give their decisions by open voting or closed voting. Open voting can be followed by the party members with a system that is delivered directly in front of all participants of the leader of elections meeting. While for the closed voting is followed by party members with a secret system through a media, such as ballots, and will be counted directly in front of the party leader election meeting participants. Political parties were first born in Western European countries together with the idea that people are decisive facts in the political process. The leader election of political party is a sacred event which must be done carefully, because a leader pays attention to the sustainability of a political party and whether it will remain in line with the initial objectives when formed. One example of a case from CNBC informs that the acclamation leader election system in Indonesia is ingrained. Almost all political parties are dominated by the leaders who born of the acclamation process, such as the leader of Democratic National Party Surya Paloh and the leader of the Pembangunan Nasional Party Abdullah Muhaimin Iskandar. Those data show that political parties have adopted the acclamation system for more than 2 periods of leadership. If the political party has been controlled by the power of oligarchy, then the figure who will be the next leader is only in that person's circle. The election of political party leader has been conditioned by way of acclamation. For other members who want to run for or against the oligarchy, the rest will be exiled or even fired. The mechanism that must be implemented to solve the problem is using open primaries through direct voting system. The system is divided into opening stage and final stage. The opening stage involves the general public, and the final stage that determines is internal party or official party members. The opening stage is by adopting the open primary system by direct voting, which is supported by several conditions which can be followed by civilians aged over 17 years, willing to take part in the election of party leaders from the beginning to the end, and must register with the political parties that hold the election maximally 3 days before the implementation. The final stage is left to the party's internals or members, which will elect the candidates who survive through open voting between participants in the leader election meeting. Through open primary system can guarantee that the election day is more competitive because reach out more people to vote. It can be imagined if the election process is a closed primary system, then only the members of political parties who can join the election process. The closed primary system will limit the community in electing political party leaders who will later become the bridge of the community directly with the standing government. Through open voting can guarantee that everything happens during the election process is real and without any manipulation. It can be imagined if the election process is a closed voting system, the members of political parties can freely oversee the whole process. Not only that, but it can also cause a bad character for the members of the political party, namely the growth of a double mentality, which will be someone who is easily change his decision due to lack of objective things. When acclamation system keep running in the political party leader election, then it will be broke the beliefness of the citizen to that party. When citizen lost hope to the political party, then who will help political party in the general election? So, open primary system is the best way to participate citizen and also the members of political party. And we're proud to stand in this position. Thank you.
Honorable to the judges and all the audience. The motion is this House believes that all the political parties should elect their leaders through open primaries. Political parties are the main component in a good democratic electoral system. One of the effects of political parties is the bridge between the state and the people. This is because political parties carry out their role as political representative of the people in voicing their aspiration and defense of the people and fighting for them to become part of public policy. In this case, how could a political party act as an external democracy if internal parties were not democratically managed? For this reason, the election of leader through open primaries election is the answer to the question. Because the election system for political party leaders should provide a space for public participation so that it encourages the candidates not to mess with their duties. Political parties are the bridge between the government and the people in the democratic process for the progress of a country. The leader of political party has a very important role in regulating its members so that the course of political can be well decided. The implementation of the democratic government is very much determined by the mechanism, that process of democratization within the internal party based on the suitable of the internal condition of the political party. For this reason, it is very important and strategic to discuss the election system for democratic political parties, party leader, public's view on political change, or they can trust politics because the system is open, so that concern about oligarchy and acclamation in the election will be fair and honest. Closed primary system very beneficial for those who have power and money, so that they can even occupy top position or position for a long time. This is the one of the reason that closed primary system is not the right choice to use for election of political party leaders. The acclamation cases is Megawati Soekarno Putri reoccupied the chair of leaders very smoothly. Without internal turmoil from the PDIP party, all cadres want to remain under Megawati's command. Megawati was finally chosen by acclamation in the plenary session of Congress 5 at the Grand Ina Beach in Bali. With this decision, Megawati was not to have led the PDIP party for about 20 years since becoming the general leader in 1999. It can open our eyes about how close election can create an acclamation system, which until now allows one to continue to hold that position for a long time. To avoid those various cases, then all political parties should elect their leaders through open primaries by direct voting by party members who attend the leaders' election meeting, so there are no frauds in the election as the elected person is not the head of a transactional political party. This is why we agree with the motion today that this House believes that all political parties should elect their leaders through open primaries. The mechanism that must be implemented to solve the problem is using open primaries through direct voting system. After the opening phase, which involved the public, with a direct vote supported by a number of conditions that can be followed by civilians over the age 17 years old, is willing to participate in the election of party leaders from the beginning to the end, and must register with political party organizing election a maximum 3 days before the implementation. The process to the second stage, where the candidates who are elected in the first stage through open primaries and who can continue the election, are internal parties who vote directly by all party members present in the election, so that there is no oligarchy and acclamation in the election. The benefit that can be gained with using open primary system is more competitive on the election days, strong information campaigns, avoid a special interest candidates because outsider couldn't understand that candidate's persona, so it preferably vote. Then, why is open voting important? Because voters can accept difference from one another in determining political party leaders. Because the difference in choice is not wrong, and this is what will both to become more mature by respecting each other's opinions, so that it will be further strengthened, united. Reducing the space to camouflage political support among voters party to prospective political party leaders. Because open voting is able to neutralize the double mentality among voters and encourage the election of political party leaders in an objective and open manner as to minimize the possibility of electing transactional political parties like cattle trade politics that depend on interesting. Why this mechanism is important? Because voters increasingly choose to accept one another differences with other in determining the leaders of political party that will ultimate the more fostering him patriot and train the formation of state character. With an open election, it is hoped that there will be no more acclamation system in election or political competition, which will only bring up one person appears as an elected one. That's why we are proud to stand in this position with the motion today that this House believes that all the political parties should elect their leaders through open primaries. Thank you.